Well, good morning, Red Patriots. Welcome to the 377th consecutive Friday Assembly of the East Valley Red Friday Patriots. Thank you for demonstrating your support for America's deployed warfighters. You know, following our experience of being relegated and relocated to the other side of the Legion last Friday, I realized as I walked in today how fortunate we are to have such a fine home here in this dining hall. And as I entered the hall this morning, this particular song came to mind. You know, it does feel good to be back home again, doesn't it? What's the old proverb? You don't know what you've got until it's gone. Well, I'm convinced that is an accurate statement, and it took only one Friday assembly to reinforce that to me. You know, speaking of you don't know what you've got until it's gone, I have a question. If the average American citizen were asked to cite examples of American culture, what might be their answer? What might be your answer? Then, too, I wonder what an American citizen's answer might be compared to someone who came here from another country. Recently, an interview was recorded with a lady by the name of Marnie Jones. She is the proprietor of a company called Talent X. It is a Sydney, Australia-based global recruitment agency that expanded their operations to Los Angeles. And when Marnie was asked why she moved to America, I was astonished by Marnie's comprehensive answer. Let's listen to Marnie Jones describe her perception of American culture.
Today, someone asked me why I moved to America, and I was like, well, largely because of American culture. And they were like, what culture does America have? And I was like, what culture does America have? America is cowboys, ranchers, rodeos, the frontier spirit, traditional Southern hospitality, or the Californian surf culture, or New York ambition. What about Midwestern communities, or the deep traditions of the South? What about jazz, blues, rock and roll, hip hop, Hollywood, movies, Broadway, some of the most influential artists of all time? What about Silicon Valley? What about NASA? What about taking us to the frickin' moon? What about all the universities, all the laboratories, and the research, and the sciences, and the humanities? What about all the inventors, and the entrepreneurs, and the engineers? You know, America is baseball, basketball, football. It's diners and barbecues and Thanksgiving. What about the military culture and traditions that are built on courage, valor, honor, service to country? What about generations of Americans putting themselves in harm's way, serving something greater than themselves, defending their country, dying for it? What about cultural diversity and the fact that this country is built on the backs of people from all walks of life?
You know, I wonder how many Americans have lost sight of the phenomenal culture this country has to offer. Folks, we cannot allow American culture to slowly slip away, or one day we'll be reflecting back on that old proverb, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do have a couple of guests that have joined us this morning. They crawled over here from Mesa, and I'd like to recognize both Marcia and Larry Sullivan. Will you guys stand for a moment? How did you learn about this East Valley Red Friday Patriots group?
From you.
From me. And where did that happen to take place, Larry?
Morning Glory.
At Morning Glory, restaurant breakfast, right?
Absolutely.
And I believe that you and your lovely wife, Marcia, happened to be sitting right across from us. We had a pretty good conversation, didn't we, Marcia?
Sure did. Sure.
All right. Now, Larry, you are a United States Navy retiree, commissioned officer. What type of aircraft did you fly in the Navy?
Started out with P-3s in Hawaii, two different squadrons there. And from there I moved to Alameda, California for a tour with a transport squadron. We had C-131s, I spent a lot of time on carriers, deck launches and so on with CODs. Then we got 2 Sabreliners and then 4 C-9s. Hopefully there's nobody in the Air Force. The Air Force didn't like us having those 4 airplanes. Said, you're taking our jobs. I said, well, somebody's got to do it right.
Oh, my God.
Did he just do that?
So, Larry, let me ask you, how many years did you serve our country?
Just under 32.
Marcia, you put up with him for most of those 32 years?
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was a terrific experience being a wife of a military. And it opens your eyes how patriotic we are, at least in the community. My daughter is very patriotic. She grew up in it. She learned. She met a lot of pilots. And it's like I said, she's very patriotic, and it's hard to explain the feeling you have.
It's not hard to explain to this group, lady.
Yeah, no, it's in you. It's
So
it's
very
amazing.
true.
Yeah.
We're so elated to have both of you join us today. Pam, where are you? I want my gold star. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. May I have a hoo-ah for these first-time guests? You know, speaking of American culture, have you ever thought about the fact that if our parents raised us in today's time, they'd need a lawyer before we even started kindergarten? Seriously. Our childhood wasn't based upon stellar parenting. It was survival training with snacks. You know, kids today have car seats engineered by NASA. We had one rule: hold on. That was the safety system when Dad turned a corner at speed. The whole family became windshield decorations. And if you survive the trip, Dad goes, "See, I told you so. I told you to hold on." Remember riding in the back of a station wagon? There wasn't a seat, there wasn't a booster, but the back facing traffic, waving goodbye to complete strangers like you were in a funeral procession. You know, we weren't passengers, we were emotional support luggage. Seat belts, totally optional. Mom's arm saved us and served as a seat belt. Dad slammed the brakes, wham! And Mom's arm shot across your chest like she was auditioning for the Secret Service. That arm saved more lives than airbags ever have. Our parents would also disappear for hours, and we were told to stay outside. That was it. Stay outside, boy. We'll be back when we're back. We had no cell phone, no GPS, no Apple Watch, no location sharing. In fact, our parents had absolutely no idea where we were many times. And somehow, they were less stressed than parents today who can literally track their kids from space. Come dinner time, Mom didn't text. She opened the front door and yelled your full name, Richard Lynn Nations. That sound traveled throughout 5 neighborhoods. Dogs heard it, birds heard it. Hell, kids in another county went home when they heard it. Mom did not need Wi-Fi. She had remote access. And drinking from a garden hose, we all did it. Nobody asked, is it filtered? The first 5 seconds tasted like hot rubber and disappointment. Then somehow it became refreshing. Today, water comes with electrolytes, minerals, and Himalayan blessings. Back then, we drank water from a water hose that tasted like it had been marinating inside a tractor fuel tank. Then there was disciplines. You know, parents didn't count to 3. They skipped that countdown. All you heard was, "Don't make me come over there, boy." That sentence could stop your heart from across the room. And remember when your mom licked her thumb and she would wipe your face without consent? Right there in public. Well, congratulations. You were disinfected with spit. Today, a parent would need a notarized and signed authorization from an attorney at law to do that. Back then, it was called skin care. And let's talk about smoking. Virtually every adult smoked. The doctor smoked. The mechanic smoked. Your teacher probably smelled like an ashtray with homework. After church, the men headed to the gravel parking lot behind the old church building and lit up. Some parents smoked in the car with the windows up. Apparently, secondhand smoke was considered a family activity. Road trips were absolutely unbelievable. Dad refused to stop. Didn't matter if you had to pee. Didn't matter if your legs were asleep. Didn't matter if civilization ended 2 exits ago. Dad had one phrase, "We're making good time." Well, my question was, good time for who? I'm 7 years old. I'm negotiating with my bladder like it's in a hostage situation. And nobody packed healthy snacks for the road trips. You got warm bologna sandwiches, potato chips, Baby Ruth nuggets, and a Coke that had been rolling around on the floorboard since last Tuesday. FDA, never heard of it. Kids today go to therapy session because they've learned that their parents check their phones for alarming text and email. We had therapy because every family vacation started with, "Don't make me turn this car around, boy." Actually, Dad never turned it around. He really didn't have to. That threat alone fixed behavior. I firmly believe that military generals and admirals should have studied our fathers. There were a lot of lessons to be learned from fathers back then. And you know what amazes me? We survived all of it. No helmets, no sunscreen, no bottled water, no internet, no child-proof anything. Hell, half the toys had sharp edges. The other half were apparently made from leftover lawnmower parts. Somehow, our parents still looked at us and said, "Go outside. You'll be fine." And the crazy part, well, they were right. So today, when young people ask me, "How did your generation survive?" my answer, easy. We survived because our parents were blessed with two important safety features that were part of our parents' DNA. Mom's arm and Dad's hold on. Apparently, that was enough for an entire generation. This morning, I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest speaker, Command Sergeant Major Karen Craig, United States Army, retired. Sergeant Major Craig honorably served our country for 33 years on both Army active duty and the Arizona Army National Guard. She retired from the military in 2009, having served as the Arizona Army National Guard's State Command Sergeant Major and Senior Enlisted Advisor, reporting directly to Arizona's Assistant Adjutant General, Army, whom she advised on enlisted policies, health, morale, and training. This is a duty of immense responsibility requiring dynamic leadership skills, vast technical expertise, selfless service, and a dedication to representing enlisted soldiers throughout the state. Following retirement from the Armed Forces, Karen worked as the administrative assistant to the Medical Center Director and Executive Office Manager at the Phoenix VA Hospital for 12 years. Retiring from the VA in 2021, Karen continues to volunteer at the VA once a week and supports numerous other VA programs and activities. Karen was inducted into the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame in 2020 and has served on the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame Society's Board of Directors since 2022. She was elected as their vice president in 2023 and has served as the co-chair of the planning committee for the Society's annual Patriotic Awards Luncheon for the last 5 years. In addition to her current service with the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame Society, Karen is active in several other professional associations and veterans organizations. These include serving as the treasurer for Saguaro Chapter 68 Women's Army Corps Veterans Association, which connects past and present female soldiers, sponsors Arizona's only all-female veteran color guard, and supports community projects like VA hospital donations. Additionally, she serves as the vice president of the Arizona Reserve Component Emergency Relief Fund, a registered nonprofit charity located in Tempe, Arizona, designed to provide emergency monetary support and financial relief resources to Reserve Component military service members and their families facing unexpected economic hardships. Karen also serves as the executive director, membership chair, and webmaster for the Enlisted Association National Guard of Arizona, the local state chapter of the Enlisted Association of the National Guard of the United States. Karen served as the National NGUS president from 2018 to 2022 and as the chairman of the board for the 501c3 nonprofit, the National Guard Relief Foundation, from 2022 to 2024. Karen resides in Quinn Creek, Arizona, with her daughter, son-in-law, and 3 Siberian Huskies. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today to offer a comprehensive overview of the important mission of the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame Society, please give a warm welcome to Command Sergeant Major Karen Craig, United States Army, retired.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate the invite to speak this morning, that wonderful introduction and the breakfast. Always good to be out with other veterans. And this morning I'm really here to and happy to share. So before we show the video, I do have a video to show. Before we do that, I'm here to share some information about the Arizona Hall of Fame, as well as the Arizona Hall of Fame Society. 2 different things interconnected. I want to talk about who we are, what we do. And so before I jump into my slides, I do have a video that we're going to show. The Society had this put together. And it's just a short video to kind of wrap up everything we do in a more condensed version, and then I'm going to go into some more details.
In Arizona, service doesn't end when the uniform comes off. It continues in classrooms, communities, courtrooms, and beyond. The Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame Society honors those veterans who never stopped serving. The Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame was originally conceived in 1978 and formally established in 2001. Subsequently, the Society incorporated and became its own 501c3 nonprofit in 2007. But being inducted into the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame, it's more than an award. It's a living legacy of service, citizenship, and community impact. Our members are veterans who have been formally inducted into the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame. Not for what they did in uniform, but for what they've done since. These men and women exemplify the Society's mission to honor service, promote responsible citizenship, and support Arizona's veteran and military service members, their families, and survivors.
Our mission is to preserve and perpetuate the traditions of the American military, to support charitable work across Arizona, and to stand beside other veteran organizations in pursuit of shared goals. Our vision is to be a leading champion for Arizona veterans and their families. Through our outreach and programs, the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame Society meets veterans where they are, supporting those in need, celebrating those who serve, and mentoring the next generation.
The Society supports programs throughout the state of Arizona, such as the maternity outreach for veterans families, run by Veterans First. Also, the Veterans Treatment Courts, and we conduct outreach visits to Arizona State Veteran Homes. Our new grant program, Our Success is Your Success, provides financial assistance to selected organizations which provide support services to Arizona veterans and military members.
The Society also partners with the Imprints of Honor, the Fisher House Foundation of Arizona, and others to continue their legacy. Additionally, the Society Scholarship Program has awarded over $200,000 to veterans, their family members, like myself, and high school students participating in the Imprints of Honor program.
We also recognize community champions through the Society's Copper Awards program and the annual Patriotic Awards Luncheon, honoring individuals and organizations making a difference for Arizona veterans.
We're proud of what we've done, but we're not done yet. Every initiative we launch, every scholarship we fund, and every hand we lend is part of a larger promise to ensure that no Arizona veteran is forgotten.
We invite you to join us in honoring service beyond the uniform. To learn more about the Hall of Fame or the Society, to nominate an outstanding Arizonan for induction or an award, to apply for a scholarship, or to make a tax-deductible donation or to volunteer, visit avhof.org or follow us on social media. The Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame Society, because our success is your success.
All right, thank you. Nice little video we got put together. After this, if you don't remember anything I've said, you can always go back to our website, and that video is there, and you can share it with others. But today I'm going to give you start with a little bit more information, a little more detailed information, and talk about a little bit about our history first. So the initial idea of a Hall of Fame started back in 1978 with the Disabled American Veterans, and at that time they were calling it a Military Hall of Fame. However, and so they went on for quite some time in Arizona, inducting some members and stuff. But in 2001, the Unified Arizona Veterans decided that they were going to pick up on that idea and change it up a little bit. And so they're the ones that established the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame. And it was modeled after a Hall of Fame that was in Ohio. Several of the members went back to Ohio to observe how they did their ceremony and how they conducted their program back there, brought it back, and then established it here. And then the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, of course, was also involved at that time and had some oversight of our program up until 2006. Governor Jane Hull was the governor at that time, and they presented the idea to her, and she was on board with the entire program. And ever since that, every governor since that time has put their stamp of approval on the recommendations that are presented to him or her by the UAV for who should be nominated each year. Inducting that first class that the UAV conducted was in 2001. At that time, there was a decision that any Medal of Honor recipient that had Arizona ties would also be automatically inducted into the Hall of Fame. So that first year, there were 26 Medal of Honor recipients, some dating even back to pre-Arizona time, and then an additional 24 outstanding veterans that were inducted in that first class. And the max each year since then has been 24 inductees, although sometimes there are less depending on how many have been submitted and are approved for induction. All right, so how does one get inducted? What are you inducted for? Arizona veterans are inducted for their significant post-military contributions. So as you heard President Upas say in the video, they're inducted not for what you did in the military. That's not important. It is for what you have done since you have taken off the uniform as a veteran in your communities. And how does that induction happen? By nomination. So there is a quite extensive, anybody in here put together a nomination packet and nominate another veteran? None? All right, well this is good. This will be good information for you. Quite an extensive nomination packet. These days it's all online, which makes it somewhat easier, but there are a lot of rules that you have to follow. And that induction packet, that nomination process is an annual thing. Right now, the nomination process, if you go to the UAV's website and look up a Hall of Fame induction, you'll find that the application is closed. And that's normal for this time of year because we are preparing for our next class. That window for the next class, the class of 2027, will open probably in early November. And then the deadline to submit packets is March 31st, and that's a very hard deadline. So all of that information can be found on the UAV website. So this year we're getting right now, like I said, we're in the throes of getting ready to induct the class of 2026. And I don't know, I'm very anxious to hear, but we're and normally we know by the 1st of August who those individuals are that are going to be inducted, because the ceremony this year, it's October 23rd. It's going to be at the Talking Stick Resort, just like it has been for a number of years. But so far, the governor has not signed that off and approve those, so we are kind of all waiting with bated breath to see who will be in the class of 2026. And it's always such a big honor and such a big day for those. But tickets, I'm told, will be available soon. And that is basically all I know. I am on the planning committee for the induction ceremony as well. And we're having one of our meetings next week. So do hope that we will have that information out soon. All right. Additionally, with the induction, just something that not a lot of people know, and you may have seen the picture in the video when President Upa was talking of this. So this is the display. There is a display for the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame down at the state capitol. It's basically in the museum area. As you walk into the Capitol Rotunda, you go off to the left hallway, and you'll find this huge wall display with every name by class of the individuals who have been inducted. And there's also an interactive display there that you can hit the buttons and you can read the inductees' bios. So, all right, and then once the other part, what I'm here to talk about is the society, because once you become a member of the Hall of Fame, then you're also automatically a member of the Hall of Fame Society, which was created as a 501c3 back in 2006. And so these are our mission, vision, and goals. I'm not going to go through all of those, but just suffice it to say, so we were established in 2006. In 2011, and that was a lot of our formative years and things were moving along. But in 2011, the board of directors that was in place at that time put together and updated their bylaws and put together the first strategic plan for the society. The mission, vision, and goals and the strategic goals that are on the next slide virtually remain the same as that initial set of bylaws that were done in 2011. So those bylaws, this mission has kind of stood the test of time and remains today. Our motto was also adopted in 2011, and that's "Our success is your success." So on the next slide, I've got the Arizona strategic goals that we have set. Again, these have been around since 2011 and still serve us well today. The first couple is to support and enhance the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame program and to promote the image of the Hall of Fame and the society around the state. So while the society is a separate 501c3, separate from the Unified Arizona Veterans who got us established and stuff, we work together because without the Hall of Fame, there would be no society. Our members are members of the Hall of Fame. We also work to serve and support the Arizona veteran and military community. And I'm going to show you a number of slides and talk a little bit more detail about some of the ways that we do that. This is just, and maybe kind of an eye chart for some of you, but just a few examples of some of the things we do. And again, I'm going to get into a little bit more detail on these on the following pages. But, we do a lot of community support in addition to the projects and programs that we have that belong to the society. We also support a number of community events, stand downs with Nancy, Wreaths Across America. She's got us involved in that, and we support that every year. The Fisher House, we will be involved as that becomes and gets built. We'll become more involved in that, but we've already supported them with some financial assistance, and then other organizations as well. So let me jump into a few more of the details, programs that we have and that we support. Hopefully everybody in here has heard of the Veterans Treatment Courts. They have been around for a number of years, and right now there's 26 veteran treatment courts in Arizona. These were first started by Judge Donald Watts, who coincidentally is a member of the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame class of 2019. He, along with Sam Young, some of you may know Sam Young, been around for a long time. They are our liaisons and manage the program and our society support of it. And when I say society support, what we do is we provide a challenge coin. So for every veteran that graduates from the Veteran Treatment Court system, and there were 570 veterans last year that graduated that program, we provide the challenge coin. We also provide funds so that they can, if they need bus passes to get back and forth from court, or even groceries and fuel. We provide funds to help those veterans out with that as they navigate that system and work themselves out of their fines or citations that they were given and are going through this court system. So good program. Okay, we're still there? Okay. Good program, and if anybody's interested in looking some more at that, you can go to vet6az.com. And they also are always looking for mentors for that program to mentor the veterans and keep them on track after they get through. All right, another one of our programs that we support is the Maternity Outreach for Veteran Families. Maybe you've heard of that. So Joan Cisco is the founder of Veterans First Limited, and she is also a member of the Hall of Fame. And so we work very closely with Joan, along with a number of other organizations in the community, to provide funds to basically they put together totes for expectant moms and families, and then care packages for those moms. So last year, they prepared over 224 baby totes and these are women that are in the VA healthcare system or that Veterans First have identified. And then another 213 moms received a care package. All right. One of our newer programs that we just started in 2023 was going to the state veterans homes and doing some outreach there. So we've expanded that. We started here in Phoenix. We've expanded it to Yuma and Flagstaff homes. At this point, Tucson has indicated they have a lot of other organizations helping them, so they didn't see a need for us to help them at this time. But what do? We go in there. We've done bingo and donuts. We've visited with the residents. We've also, we worked with the Cooties just recently and donated $1,000 to buy sweatpants and other clothing articles that the staff said that they needed for their residents there at the state homes. We've also had them taken out to restaurants. The residents really like Outback Steakhouse, so we've taken them there a number of times, and we foot the bill for that. But just some, like I said, build the camaraderie with those veterans who may not otherwise get a lot of attention and stuff. So, all right, so this is a really important one. This is our newest and probably our largest program that we have. This is specifically a society program. It is funded completely by us. We started it in July of 2025, so just last year. And what it does is it provides financial support to selected organizations who provide services to Arizona veterans, military members, families, and survivors. So what does that mean? So we have funds that we set aside out of our budget this year, probably to the tune of about $100,000, that we will be distributing to other veteran organizations who have programs that they're running to help and stuff. We don't have the staff to run this and hand out money ourselves, so we are passing the money out that we have to other organizations to allow them to put in an application. And how does that work? So you will see here we have 2 application cycles every year. Starting last year, our first cycle ended in September of 2025. We received 13 applications for that, and we funded 11 different programs to the tune of about $39,000 on our first cycle. Those organizations included ones like Honoring America's Veterans, Soldier's Best Friend, Co-op Survival, Spirit of the Desert Retreat Center, Veterans Helping Veterans, a number of really good organizations. Our second cycle just ended in June. We received 24 applications in that, and the board, our finance committee has reviewed those, vetted all the applications, and we are recommending that 15 of those 24 receive funding this cycle around. So can't tell you who they are yet. It's not been approved. But the other thing, just so you can see on there, our next cycle is already open and will close 30 September. So if you're in an organization or you know of an organization that has programs that help veterans, military members, families, and you think you might want to apply, go to our website. I don't know if you can get to that QR code that's there. It will take you right to the site, and it's an online application. Again, there are a number of questions that are asked, and so, but we've had some, like I said, really, really good there's so many great veteran organizations out there that are doing so much good. Wish we could help them all, but we try and spread the money around the best we can and give a lot of money out. So we will, looking forward to continuing this program well into the future. And like I said, it's a big one for us, and we're very proud that we're able financially to be able to have the ability to do this and fund other organizations. Okay, scholarships. We also have a scholarship program. Christine Mann is our scholarship chair, and this is another one of the cornerstone programs that the Society has. In fact, it was our very first program that we started in 2008. And since that time, we've given over $250,000 in scholarships. These scholarships are unrestricted scholarships, which means we don't send the money to your school. We give the money to the veteran or to the individual receiving the scholarship, and they can use it for whatever they need to help them get through college, whether it's tuition, it might be parking, it might be housing, it might be transportation. They can use that money however they need to as they see fit. All right. And so this is just a little list of the basic scholarships that we have. The last few years, we've also worked with the Military Order of the Purple Heart. And so they provide us a $5,000, which we then turn around and select a scholarship applicant to receive that $5,000 scholarship. We have a number of $10,000 scholarships, a $7,500 scholarship, which includes one to a family member of a veteran. And then we also give 3 scholarships, $2,500 scholarships, to high school seniors that are in the Imprints of Honor program and work with that program and stuff like that, because we really feel like it's important to bring up our young people as well. And those students in Imprints of Honor are certainly well-versed in veteran affairs and really hold a place close to our heart. And again, the application deadline for our scholarships, if you know people who are looking for scholarships, is always 15 February of every year. All right, and so there's the Imprints of Honor, just again to mention those. The scholarships that we've given to their students over the years since 2013 have totaled up to about $85,000. But we also kind of have a partnership with them. They give us some volunteer opportunities working with their staff on different things. And I know a lot of our members are in those book signing, or in the books, and have their stories told there. So, all right, just a couple more things. So, talked about, he mentioned that I've been the chair for the Patriotic Awards Luncheon for the last 5 years. So this is new. Not too many people know. We haven't really publicly announced this yet, but we do have our date for the 2027 Patriotic Awards Luncheon locked in. It will be Friday, April 30th. And we have a new location. We've been at the Mesa Doubletree for any of you that have come to the Patriotic Awards Luncheon in the last couple years. We've been in Mesa. This year we're moving back, and we got a good deal, and we're going to be at the Embassy Suites by Hilton in Scottsdale. So we've kind of been looking at that venue for the last couple of years and think that it will be a good one for us because we've grown. We used to have, maybe 250, 300 people attending. The last couple years we've maxed out the capacity at Mesa, and so we're moving into this new venue that would actually allow us to bump up all the way up to 400 attendees if we get that many. So really happy to have that locked in, and the PAL, the luncheon, is where we award the scholarships. We also honor an outstanding employee from each of the 3 Veteran Administration hospitals, and we award our Copper Awards, which is really the highlight, and it makes it our premier event. So with the Patriotic Awards Luncheon, our Copper Awards program, another opportunity for you. If you know an outstanding, a non-veteran, or a private institution, organization out in the community who is supportive of veterans, we encourage you to submit them and nominate them for one of our Copper Awards. We have our Copper Sword, and we give 2 Copper Eagles every year, one to a business and one to a veteran organization that is doing things out in the community. And we really want to, honor them as well. I don't know whether you can see my little picture. This is what I had posted on Facebook to announce the deadline and stuff like that. But last year's recipients, anybody work with Veterans Affinity? Veterans Affinity? Nobody? Come on. Okay, there's a few. They were a recipient of our of our Copper Eagle Award, as well as USAA received it as a business. And then the Copper Sword Award this last year went to Judge Jeffrey Singer, who is with the Kingman Veterans Treatment Courts, and just doing fantastic stuff out there. So again, there is an online nomination process. Anybody can nominate somebody for our awards, and we encourage you to do so. And so again, you can go to our website. The deadline for that is 31 October. All right, so members. So this says member activities, but I really want to talk about our members. Just like any organization, our members of the society are the heart of our organization. And so we honor them. We have something we call Flags for Families. And so when a member of the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame passes away, we give them and we present them in a ceremony at the services, an encased Arizona flag, a citation. As many members as we can go to the funeral services, and we really honor them. But we also try and have an annual meeting with our members. We have other regional outreach events that we do, and just trying to connect with them and make sure they're involved and that we stay in touch with them. Since the Hall of Fame's beginnings and their first class in 2021, there have been a total of 534 Arizona veterans inducted. 266 of them are still living. So you can see there, so you know there are well over 500,000 veterans in Arizona. So you can see that those who are inducted are a very select and special group, representing less than 0.1% of all veterans statewide. At this time, if there's any, and I know there's a couple, Hall of Fame members in the room, would you please stand and be recognized? We got Nancy, Rosemary. Oh, Rosemary must have left. Is she back there? Oh, she's okay. All right. Call her name and she's in the restroom. But let's give them a hand. All right. Thank you. Okay. So I'm coming close to my end. Just want, as we go, leave you with a couple of key reminders, key dates. This slide has all of those different dates that I mentioned earlier, the deadline to, submit somebody for a Copper Award, nominate somebody for the Hall of Fame. He's got those and the websites for where you would do it, as well as the dates. So, okay, and now Rosemary Lloyd is out of the restroom, so she's standing. Rosemary, I had to ask any of the Hall of Fame members who were present today to stand, and so it's just the three of us. So, but we got you, and thank you so much. All right. All right. So in closing, so like you say, we're a very small group, but we're very busy. The society, our board of directors, and our members, we all accept the responsibility of being an advocate for Arizona veterans, military personnel, their families, and survivors. We really embrace our mission, and we work very hard. It's a very hard-working board that we're on. Nancy's a member of that, and she can attest to our board of directors for the Hall of Fame Society. And we work very hard to reach the goals that we've set. Our service is rooted in tradition, and we like working with other veterans organizations for the betterment of all those who have served our country ahead of us and those who will do so after we leave. So I want to thank you again for your time and the opportunity to speak to you today. Like I said, that video, if you want to refer back to that, if you want to talk to somebody about it, that is on our website. There's a lot of other information I've talked about is on there. I do have some brochures up here, as well as there's some postcards that talk about that Our Success is Your Success program. So if you want a brochure or a postcard, please come up afterwards and pick one of those up. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, so I encourage you to follow us there and keep up with everything that's going on. And of course, if you ever have any questions, President Pat Upa or myself would be willing to assist you and point you in any direction. Pat is very, very heavily involved in the veteran community, as well as myself and a number of our board members. And so we're here to support you and to support other veteran organizations and to recognize those who support us, as well as veterans who are out in their communities and should be in the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame. So again, thank you so much for everything and appreciate your time.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Karen, will you stand right there? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Order of the R.E.D. And this particular certificate of appreciation states that we hereby extol and commend Command Sergeant Major Karen Craig, United States Army retired, for her unwavering dedication to the Arizona veteran community and her staunch support of the East Valley Red Friday Patriots. And as well, I would think that you probably have more pins relevant to veterans associations than the law allows, but we are going to present one more to you, if we may. And this happens to be our Red Friday lapel pin. And we're hoping that you will be able to utilize this pin on occasion and support and promote this Red Friday Patriot program.
Certainly will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Outstanding job.
Absolutely. Actually, I have a lot of, we can talk about pins. Our Ingus National Conference we go over here on a Tuesday night is pin night, and every state brings a pin, and you try and trade pins with others there. And so I have a whole briefcase of pins because I've been attending this conference for 30 years. So
next time I see you, I hope that one's taking priority, Karen.
All right. But I would also like to Command Sergeant Major present you with the Arizona Veterans Hall of Fame coin to recognize you for the great job you do with this group, putting together the Red Fridays and all the work. I mean, I can't even imagine how many hours you do, but I know it's a labor of love, and the support for the deployed troops, which I'm very close to, having served in the National Guard and still kind of intricately involved with the National Guard. My passion will be there forever. So I really appreciate everything you do and want to present you with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is a beautiful coin. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Outstanding presentation. Outstanding organization. And we look forward to hearing more continued successes. Karen, thank you. You know, I want to remind you that Patrick McNeil is available following dismissal. Patrick, raise your hand to discuss the Patriots Ball, which is scheduled for October 17. If you are seeking more information or wanting to purchase tickets, please see Patrick about this stellar event. I encourage you and strongly suggest that you consider attending this ball. It is truly an outstanding event, and Patrick can easily help you get on board with the Patriots Ball upcoming for October 17. Just another reminder that we have scheduled guest speakers to join us in the coming weeks of August and September. So I encourage you to come out each Friday whenever possible and support our speakers. One other thing I wanted to note is that Russell Harper, Ryan Palmer, we have shirts up here for you, red shirts that you ordered. If you would come up and visit with Barry after we dismiss, he'll have those available. Anyone who wishes to place an order for one of the Red Friday shirts, we'll be happy to take that order. Barry can help you there. And please keep in mind that we have these shirts available in red, white, black, and blue. And long sleeves as well. So to our first-time guests, to Karen, thank you for joining us today, and we sincerely hope that you will return, share in our camaraderie, and support our mission. Please know that you will always be welcome at our Red Friday assemblies. As a final reminder, let's not overlook the importance of Red Friday and our mission to keep our deployed warfighters in our thoughts and prayers, and to continue to demonstrate our support for these fine men and women. And please keep in mind that it is patriotism that unites us. Enjoy your weekend.